Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back once more with another daily live stream. A little bit early today, I know. I apologize. The times right now during this holiday period are all over the place. I am always doing something at the scheduled time, so I have to try and still get the daily live stream out for everyone. But that being said, as always, we've got some big news to cover in today's stream. We are currently in a bit of a limbo, if you will, a lot of uncertainty potentially. We may see a market reversal potentially, but also there's definitely the cards we could see it go down a lot further. Right now, Kaspa is one of the few assets today that is well, it's pumping. Nothing like Sui is doing right now or like Myriad is, but it's still pumping right now. As we can see, it's up 1% on the daily time frame, valued at 12.2 cents. It did drop to this level of support that I drew out, which I think it would come to, which is around 11 cents, or 11.1 cents. Now, where it goes from here, of course, time will tell. Tomorrow will be a very, very interesting day for us all, seeing what happens on Saturday. But we do have some announcements. For example, as I once more put in my community, I've got a link to my Discord server and also the Patreon side of things as well. But as I mentioned in my Discord server yesterday, those who were there, we did see a new announcement coming from Kaspa themselves, which for me is very, very bullish. Our ambassadors are at the best. Our ambassadors are the best way to represent. Thank Esma Translation. It was a great event. So we would like to thank Binance TR General Manager for taking the time to listen to us about Kaspa and the Binance TR team for this wonderful event. So, on the surface once more, just seems like one connection to Kaspa and Binance, but it's the theory and it's the fact that I've been talking about this, repeatedly for quite some time now, but we have seen more or less every week. More recently, it's been probably about once a week or something like that, but we've seen connections build up time and time again to Kaspa and Binance. We have a lot of connections, for the fact that being CoinMarketCap, which is the Binance run website, they have added the Binance Web3 wallet and Trust wallet to Kaspa's page here, which is a big deal. The fact that you saw Nacho, which is Kaspa's top KAS token, have 2 interviews, AMAs on Binance Live. Also Conan had an AMA on Binance Live as well. You've seen Kaspa have their own AMAs on Binance Live. You have a Kaspa futures market for Binance. You have a zero fees mining pool. Now they've got an incentive for the mining pool as well. You've got a lot of connections to that. Not to mention you saw Binance at attendance at one of their booths at the Australian convention as well, which is also extremely exciting. And there are many, many more connections, but of course now this just adds another connection to the ever-extending pile that now you saw Kaspa, who are at an event, talking with and thanking the Binance TR team, which is absolutely huge news. And I'm very, very excited, because this once more for me is a sign, as I'm pretty sure I retweeted it myself. In fact, not even pretty sure, I know I did retweet it saying about Binance again. It's repetitive. Binance and Kaspa again. How many times have we seen this? It's been a consistent thing now. I'm not outright saying, we're going to get Binance now before the end of the year. No. Right now, I'm more so on the side of caution and believe that we're more likely going to see it probably in and around and after the Kaspa hard fork, which seems to be, again, no confirmation of date, but it still seems to be on track for Q1, so maybe late February, March time. But I think we'll get Binance coming very, very soon, which we have more updates in that regard as well. We have a post here from Kaspa, which is, it's been over 2 weeks now since the Testnet 11 hard fork that they did, and it was very, very successful. They already announced this, and again, information on my Discord server, and it contained all the optimization they've been working on, as well as the activation for KIP 10, and which is finalized, and KIP 9 and payloads. Ultimately, we're now going through to the next stage. The next stage, seemingly, is making sure that the mining pools and exchanges are trying to therefore, the mining pool and exchanges are the ones that will now be testing on Testnet 11 to see if they can, function, or just make sure they are functioning with the hard fork. And that will mean Binance as well. So, once more, it's a very, very big deal. So this is, a very, very big thing for Kaspa. And there's many, many more big announcements coming to Kaspa as well. I got some updates, regarding ETF news. We've got updates as well. We've got other Kaspa news as well. I'll come back to this probably a little bit later on, but as always, this sort of information is why I remain bullish on Kaspa, despite the fact that Kaspa's price action has been struggling for a while. One day I'll stop saying that, and I know I will, because Kaspa is due for a parabolic rally in this cycle based on the incoming developments. I still very much believe that. Mr. Miles, back to the stream, my man. Devious me, what's up, my man? I win all of Jay's crypto now. That's how it works. Oh, is it now? Okay, good to know. What's up, Tony? Welcome back to the stream, my man. When rich, who knows, my man? Who knows? Hopefully in this cycle. If not, we'll see a lot more, I'm sure. I already know what's going through your head. Oh no, Miles is here early. You know what I mean? I'm already dreading this, reading through this chat already. That means the entire stream of his shenanigans. And yes, that is correct. You're welcome, Jay, and you're welcome, chat. Thanks, fantastic. What's up, Bingo Bango? Okay, wow, we've got 2 Bingo Bangos. Interesting. Right. I have Jay on 2 times speed. It feels like I'm on crack. I mean, yeah, normally everyone's got me on 0.75 today. I'm speaking a little bit slower. Hopefully it's going to help people out a little bit. But of course, I'm sure I end up speeding up a lot more during the stream as it goes on. Why the 2 Bingo Bangos? I'm not too sure either, Mr. Mars. It's quite a good question. I mean, as long as those 2 are, not trying to sell anything, I guess it's alright. I recognise this Bingo Bango here, because I've seen that profile picture for a while now. I've not seen the other one before, though. So it's interesting, but either way, I keep meaning to ask, but I've always felt trolling Joe is a bigger priority. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. We have proven listings have proven no effect on Kaspa's price. That is incorrect, Wealth Ranger. That's incorrect, because back on November, this pump here was a result of the Bybit listing, which was a 3x. So that is incorrect. So I don't know what proof you're talking about, my man, but I hate to break it to you, but I think you need to do more research, my man, because listings recently haven't had much effect on Kaspa's price because they haven't been major listings. Bybit is number 2 on CoinMarketCap. It's a massive exchange. Right now it's above Coinbase, so that would have some big effect on Kaspa's price, especially when it was a smaller market cap. The other exchanges we've been getting haven't been as drastic. Kraken's listing wasn't a stablecoin pair, and while the price wasn't, a drastic surge per se, it did still cause Kaspa to go from 12 to 17 cents, a 30% rise, which, is not groundbreaking, but it's still a significant rise from a Kraken announcement listing. So they do have effects on Kaspa's price. The bigger the exchange, the more the price action. But also it depends on the market and where it's positioned. Right now the market is not positioned, or at least Kaspa's market is not positioned for that sort of rally. I know which is the original to the channel. I'm pretty sure I do know it as well. Okay, I've just seen it a lot. Kaspa at 10 cents is the blessing. I mean, yeah, Kaspa at 10 cents would definitely be a blessing. I think I did see a post while scrolling through Twitter that on Kraken there was a time earlier, today on Kraken where Kaspa did drop down to 10 cents. Obviously, looking at TradingView gets this is TradingView. This is on MEXC's chart. I can try to see if I can find. Actually, not even try. I'll look at the what Kaspa on Kraken to see, because that one might be, more trustworthy, if you will. This one here. Yeah, we can see here on Kraken it did drop down to 10 cents. So the one on MEXC didn't drop down as further. Ultimately I'm looking at the MEXC one, and I think it's, for the meantime, it's still worthwhile me still looking at the MEXC chart, purely because MEXC, for the most part, is the biggest driver of volume for Kaspa. They're also the one that seems to manipulate the price of Kaspa, but they're the biggest driver of volume, so therefore they will be the ones to affect the market the most for Kaspa, hence why it's therefore technically the best chart to look at, despite its botting. But either way, we can see on MEXC's chart, it dropped down to 11 cents, which is, it was a good correction, I'd like to say. It could come down more tomorrow. We'll get into that in a moment. But in touching on that, we could look at Kaspa right now. While the price may be down, the bullish news here is the volume is very, very high now. It's because the market is very volatile. Everyone's trying to, start putting in their longs at its bottom, maybe starting to short. I think they're going to go down further. Again, time will tell. But we can see that the volume right now, yes, dominated by MEXC and Gate, but it's up almost 400 million, which is a very, very large number for Kaspa. Bybit and BitGet taking up 7 and 8%, respectively, which is good. Kraken equally is near all-time highs. I don't think I've ever seen Kraken go surpassing 4 million. And we're basically at 4 million now, so that's quite a big milestone for Kraken. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, 4 million to 400 million is nothing, literally 1%. So it's not the best thing, but either way, once more, to remind you all who may not be aware, the higher the volume, the better it is for Kaspa, because the KEF, the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation, stated in their AMA on Twitter on the 10th of November, so a little over a month ago now, that what these exchanges, these tier ones are looking for, their unfavorable request, as they named it, so the likes of Binance and Coinbase and, Crypto.com and them lot, and OKX, I'd imagine as well, if what they need to see is TVL, total value locked, which Kaspa hasn't got in the traditional sense because it's a fairness proof of work, but also they need to look for volume, high volume, especially from the top exchanges being these three up here. So the higher the volume, the higher the chance, therefore, that we should start seeing some more price volatility for Kaspa. And the reason why and that is somewhat proven when you look at the chart here, on the day that Mexi and that on the day that the KF made that announcement, we can see on the 8th, didn't really, again, just to keep in mind, that is on the 8th, we saw about 117 million. The next day we saw it jump, and the day after that again. So the day before they made that announcement, the volume for Kaspa started jumping higher and higher. So a convenience, maybe, again, a coincidence, again, we can't say for sure, but either way, we can see right now, in somewhat to also believe and back my belief and prove my theory, is we can see here the exchanges have been accumulating more and more. Gates almost become an Aquaman again, which is quite a big deal. Mexi still, this is the first time, I think, for a while that this wallet of Mexi has been building some up. Actually, no, tell a lie. So interestingly, so that the Mexi Aquaman wallet from a month or so back, being this wallet here, has been just selling off more and more and more, and they seem to be shifting their funds to this other wallet now. This one's been selling off more and more and more, and they're shifting it to this other wallet instead now, which is interesting. I'm curious as to why. Either way, we've seen the exchanges and bigger holders accumulating more and more Kaspa. And the reason why it's a big deal is because, typically speaking, you've got to remember that these exchanges, they don't play to lose. They also speak to each other. Therefore, once more, speculation, not confirmation, but history has shown us that if exchanges start to mass accumulate a project and holding of a token, it's normally in preparation for a big move incoming. Potentially a new listing, potentially, once more, being Binance, the connections to Binance and Kaspa growing more and more every week, every day, which is once more very, very bullish. Now, in continuation, I'm going to answer some questions in a moment. I apologize if I missed some, but I mentioned this in my streams yesterday. Also mentioned it in a video that I made yesterday, which you go check out. I haven't done so already, right here. I did cover briefly about the belief there'll be Kaspa ETF soon, and seemingly that belief could come to fruition based on the recent developments. So this post from Elk Bolton has talked about expecting a wave of crypto ETFs next year with a Bitcoin Ethereum combo, then probably Litecoin, the fact that it's a fork of Bitcoin and a commodity, then HBAR, then Solana and XRP, and so on and so forth. So I deducted, therefore, that, well, if you're going to see Litecoin come again ETF very, very soon because it's a fork of Bitcoin being a commodity, then Kaspa, therefore, will get the same sort of treatment, or to an extent. Of course, it's not as big as Litecoin in market cap and, in adoption, but it should get the same treatment because, again, it's a fairness proof of work. Well, Eric was already right. We can see here, SEC just approved hashtag NASDAQ, Bitcoin, and Ethereum ETF, and Franklin Cone Crypto Index ETFs on an accelerated basis. So Eric was already right, and he's the senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. He's meant to be right on these predictions, right? He has the insider information. So he stated we'll see Bitcoin and ETH combo first, and that's happening right now. The SEC just approved that. So potentially, therefore, we'll see Litecoin come very soon, being a fork of Bitcoin. And the reason why I say there's potential to see a Kaspa ETF very soon, and then, you'll probably still get HBAR and XRP and Solana first, but you can say Kaspa in this cycle potentially very soon, especially the developments that I'm going to get to in a moment that we already know. But beforehand, it's based on this announcement that was made recently. The INATBA, the International Association of Trusted Blockchain Applications, list Kaspa as nominated for the most exciting DeFi solution category of 2025. I did mention this in my stream, my video yesterday. Go check it out once more if you want to. But this is a big deal, right? You can go check it out on their website right here. Kaspa's on the website. Information once more to my free Discord server. You go check it out for yourself. But this is the part that I think is really important. The INATBA org offers public and private developers and users of DLT, so basically people like Kaspa, a global forum to interact with regulators and policymakers and bring blockchain technology to the next stage. So, Kaspa being a 3-year-old project, obviously development's been going on for a decade, for a long time, but since its official launch, it's been 3 years. So by that logic, a 3-year-old project getting nominated this early on into its cycle is an amazing achievement. It's huge news. But the cherry on top is there is a possibility, albeit maybe not the largest one, because there are other established, nominees as well, but there's a chance that Kaspa could win. The fact that Kaspa got nominated this early is a big deal and puts Kaspa in the spotlight, but with these regulators and policymakers. But if they win, think how big that's going to be. You already got the KRI as market makers to help Kaspa be regulatory compliant and get their name out there to institutions. This would be just one other massive piece to the puzzle to help Kaspa's global adoption. And why is it important? Because again, for you to get ETFs, you need to appease and have the regulators and policymakers, agree with your project and make sure that it is worthwhile. I'm not fitting that the best way, but point being is the crucial elements to an ETF is the regulatory approval from the SEC, people who create the policies, the governments. So if you're therefore having Kaspa, potentially therefore you're going to have a global forum to interact with them, Kaspa therefore has a higher likelihood to be in contact with the policymakers and regulators to then get them that global international adoption they need. Institutional adoption, not international, institutional adoption they need, which will help fast track Kaspa in potentially of getting of ETFs. And you already got Grayscale considering at Kaspa. I've mentioned before in the past. You also got the fact that Valor have already listed Kaspa ETPs, so they already have ETPs available to institutions that are already able to get access to Kaspa, which is very big news. And then you also got the fact they're connected to Zodia. They're partnered with Zodia Kaspa, and I've mentioned Zodia. They are also partnered with Securitize. And the new incoming SEC chairman Paul Atkins is on the advisory board of Securitize, so therefore the connection to the new SEC chairman down to Kaspa. Not to mention as well that Zodia's partners include Marathon, Invesco, but also 21 Shares, the world's largest offering of ETPs. So again, it's very big news. Of course, this news has not caused Kaspa to explode in price, but it's a case of it's a marathon, not a sprint. You see those announcements, but it's for me, I deem it as logical speculation. It is speculation. I haven't got the proof saying yes, this is what's happening. I don't say, oh yeah, Kaspa ETF happening next month. I don't know, but from what I do know about this space, or how this space works and how the regulations work, which albeit some may know more than me, but I think I know enough to deduce an accurate prediction. When you're seeing these sort of developments about talking and interacting with regulators and policymakers, when you're seeing the ETF senior analyst of Bloomberg making predictions that come to fruition and saying Litecoin is going to probably come next as a commodity, and Kaspa is the same, if not better than Litecoin, not market cap wise, not adoption wise, but as in terms of hash rate, it is the second best after Bitcoin. For me, the connections also that I have already to institutions and ETF companies and ETPs, Kaspa, by that logic, for me, should be receiving ETFs and ETPs sooner than we think in this cycle. 10 BPS is going to be coming very shortly, likely in 3 months from now, which would be huge news. And that's going to be, hopefully fast tracked. Hopefully you'll see exchanges start to, leverage the Testnet 11 to see if they can support the software, and if not, Kaspa will also be speaking with them to make sure they can support it and working with them. So that will include the ones that already list Kaspa, being MEXC, being Gate, being L-Bank, being Pionex, being Kraken now, but it'll also include the ones that, are aiming to list them. But that's even just talking about just spot listings. Binance, to an extent, already does list Kaspa, just with futures and a mining pool. So Binance will have to adhere and work with Kaspa to get this Testnet 11 hard fork. So it's going to be another big step towards the listing of Kaspa and Binance. And again, the connections are very well telegraphed, they're very transparent. And in more big news once more, I also mentioned this in my stream yesterday, in my Discord server once more yesterday, that Tangem have now announced they're thrilled to announce the KRC20 tokens are now undergoing beta testing. The wait is almost over. potentially just around Christmas time, of course, until the actual announcement comes out. We have to wait and see, but that would be a great little Christmas gift to all of us who are holding these memes, which right now they aren't doing the best based on the current market conditions, but this could potentially be a reversal for the memes. Because I think a lot of people are waiting for the element of having, real storage and access and holding of your currency, not putting it on exchanges. So Tangem may be a catalyst to help these memes go through. Again, not saying it will, it's a potential chance, but that Tangem may help these memes see a spike in volume and potentially spike in market cap, therefore, based on the fact you'll be able to have actual holdings, safe storage of your cryptos, of your meme tokens. I'll get into this in a little bit in a moment as well, but more announcement regarding KRC20 and others as well. But either way, very, very big news. And there's a lot more to come. Now, right now, crypto is still going through a bit of a correction. We've seen $680 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 12 hours. And we might see more. It really depends what happens tomorrow. As I mentioned in my stream yesterday, there's a decent chance right now, or speculation once more, that we could see a partial government shutdown tomorrow, which is why they saw a massive effective crash yesterday in the market. Kaspa came down yesterday about 5%. It was already down quite a lot, but it's been correcting for the past, month, well, for a while now, but it's been correcting for the past week or so now, down about 30% from its all-time high right now. I think it's down about, I want to say about 40%, give or take. Yeah, about 42%, 41%. Now that is frustrating again once more, but I want to take this moment once more to remind you, in comparison to projects like Litecoin, you look at Litecoin right now, you take Litecoin from its all-time high, which is up here, and you can see that Litecoin is currently down 73% from its all-time high. So Litecoin's down that far. Let's take another example. Let's take Cardano. Cardano here, from its all-time high of the last cycle as well, we can see it's also currently down from its all-time high quite considerably, down about 70%. So whereas Kaspa has not moved for a year, and as frustrating as that is, I do get that. Whereas Kaspa is currently correcting, and probably not even probably, it is the worst performing crypto in the top 100. The distance for Kaspa to regain all-time highs and surpass that is considerably less than these massive crypto projects, the ones that are established, like Litecoin and Cardano. ADA and LTC, Kaspa is only 40% off, where these are 70 apiece. Now, that could be a slightly biased view, because then you look at the other projects that are new ones, like Sui, for example, where Sui is just hitting all-time highs, currently up 8.49%. And that's a new project. It's got the VC backing. That's also the difference between Kaspa and pretty much every project, though. Every project in this space has some institutional connections, some VC backing. They're not fair launched. Kaspa is purely organic. It's got some botting happening, seemingly, with the big exchanges that are controlling the volume, like Mexi and Gate and KuCoin, I imagine, as well. But it's organic. It's not got institutional adoption. It's not got VCs, no pre-allocations. Institutional adoption, though, as I have seemingly proved, or I like to believe that I've developed a good case for it, is not far off. 1 announcement of that, 2 announcements already happening, 3 announcements, potentially 4, 5. Marathon also holding it, so you've got BlackRock connection as well. Not to mention you've got the KAI, who have already done an amazing job getting Kaspa's name out there. They sent a letter off to Coinbase, so they would stop ignoring Kaspa, and they got a response. Now, what's happening with that? It's currently undisclosed, which is understandable. But either way, that's a very, very big deal. They've also spoke to their institutional clients and customers about Kaspa in Abu Dhabi and many other places, and it's all the time being very positively received. So the KRI is going to also bring more institutional adoption to Kaspa, and that development will follow 10 BPS, but also the smart contracts. Now, that may happen late in the cycle. Maybe it'll happen too late, but for me, I think it will still be in time. And I think you'll see 10 BPS this cycle, smart contract this cycle, Binance this cycle, hopefully OKX this cycle as well. You'll see KRI launching their project with Kaspa this cycle. You'll see ETS and ETPs, more of them happen for Kaspa this cycle. The only 2 that I'm not sure about this cycle is Dagnite and Coinbase. Now, again, not financial advice, could definitely be wrong, but from what I've seen, the timelines, from what I've also seen, those all seem very much on the cards. And we have proof here that what everyone seems to be panicking right now. Now, of course, don't really trust Jim Cramer. He's a bit of an anti-market man, but he's also not a complete moron. And he is right here to an extent. The whole government shutdown, while looming and while disastrous and potentially a black swan, is nothing new. We've heard this thing multiple times. It has happened the first year Trump was in office. But otherwise, we've heard it probably 20, 30 times since then. Every little hiccup, every little disagreement has caused a potential government shutdown, which has amounted to nothing. I have studied every shutdown since the time of Bill Clinton, and you always had to buy the fear, not sell it. Now, he is correct. As Nathan Rothschild stated, when the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. There's a lot of fear right now. But this is not a sign that Bitcoin's bull run's dead. It's not done. Historical data says otherwise. Early 81, not even in the 90s yet. We're still very much in the call-off period. Nothing overheated just yet. But more importantly, we've got posts like this. The biggest demand drivers for crypto are still not buying. Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, UBS, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and many more are still on the sign. They're not got into crypto yet. Some of them have very limited exposure, small exposure. But they still haven't got involved yet, and they're going to with regulatory frameworks. That's going to send crypto higher. Regulatory clarity and clear rules of the road will allow banks to finally enter the crypto arena, documented right here. Okay, a bit zoomed in, I apologize, but I'll link this information once more in my Discord so we go check it out there. This is what we're waiting for. That's right now, this market is being driven by institutions. That's also why Kaspa has been lackluster in price action, because every other crypto project has VC backing, institutional backing, and more getting ETFs. So they're getting more institutional adoption. Kasa's not got any of that just yet, but it will get that. But it's not got it just yet. But that is what's driving the market right now. It's also believed that Trump may completely abolish taxes on many small dollar cryptocurrencies or crypto asset transactions, which could also be a very big deal, helping crypto go further and further in price. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that, but there's a lot of major developments that suggest that crypto, while correcting, while down, and may still go down further. Right now, Bitcoin is valued at 97k. It's made a sort of recovery or stabilization, if you will, from its its flash crash, if you will. It wasn't even a crash really, because it didn't come down 10% on that day. But earlier today, it dropped down to 92k once more, rebounding off the level of support. If we do get the potential partial government shutdown and the fear looms higher and higher, you might see Bitcoin come down further. For me, I'm still looking towards these regions here. It could go further. I don't think it'll go down further than 80k. And then we'll see that consolidate for that time being and then start leading into a reversal. Or potentially, as the title states, market reversal is imminent based on this data here from the KBSC letter. Breaking November PCE inflation, the Fed preferred inflation measure, rises to 2.4% below expectations of 2.5, and the core PCE inflation was 2.8 below expectations of 2.9. Now, what does that mean? Well, the Fed's biggest fear was the return of inflation, and it's below expectations. So, in that regard, then, the inflation in the Fed's eyes is not as bad as they thought it would be. So this could potentially be a catalyst for the Fed to be less hesitant and less worried on the current dynamic of the market, or at least the economy with inflation. I don't think it's going to cause a price rise necessarily right away. Again, with so much uncertainty right now, we can't say for sure. But I do think there's a good chance that this will lead to much more bullish momentum leading into Q1, into the new year, with Trump also coming into office very, very soon. That could also therefore lead to Kaspa rising in price as well. Mr. Miles, wow, my man. Thank you very much for the $2 donation. I got you, Mikey. I respect that massive, man. Thank you very much, my man. I don't know what's up right now. As I've showed in the past, this is my little pop-up chat here where I can see the questions, I click on it and show it on my screen. And for whatever reason, normally I'd get the chats pop up here, so I can see when the donation comes through. and it's not coming through right now, and I can't say as to why. I don't know why, but either way, I did still see it somehow come through. But thank you very much, Mr. Martha Man, and I see it in response to Mikey's question here. Sorry, Jay, I spent your super chat today when I loaded up on more Kaspa along with Crow Coin. Also mining Kaspa at the moment is hardly profitable. I'm just mining now to hold on for the future. I mean, Mikey, my man, keep the grind up. Of course, I am grateful for the donations that people give me, and I'm very thankful for them, but I do state that I'm not asking for them. I know people want to show their appreciation to me, and I respect that massively, and I thank you all for it, but I do this because I like doing it, and I don't need the donations. I respect it, and I'm grateful for them, but you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that at all. But once more, Kaspa's looking very, very, it is seemingly holding strong right now, and the market seems to be coming through a little bit of recovery. Maybe it's now based on the back of the PCE inflation data. People are now starting to, lose their FUD and their fear. I think what it is as well right now is right now I think a lot of people still have the PTSD from the bear market. So it doesn't really take a lot of negative price action for people to be really, really bearish on crypto again and think it's all doom and gloom. That's why when you see Bitcoin, when it's at 97k, for God's sake, it was at 74k or 68k about a month and a half ago. We're 30k up above that. But we see what? In the past 3 days, a correction of max 13%. Oh, Bitcoin, of course, a lot, but right now we're down 8% from that correction. From 106, 107k down to 97k, and everyone's like, oh, bull market's over. Look how high we are. You know how ridiculous that is. And Mr. Miles with another $2 donation. Hashtag free Miles. I mean, thank you, my man. Damn. Again, you don't need to do that, but thank you very much, man, for the donation once more. I appreciate you, even though you do bully me too much. But as I was saying, yeah, I think there's still a lot of worries right now, a lot of doom and gloom, with a lot of PTSD from the bear market. Therefore, people are very quick to react and get worried when the market starts to go through these small correct, or if again, it's a 8% correction for Bitcoin right now. Everyone's very worried as a result, and therefore I think that's why it wouldn't take a lot for us to correct for everyone to be like, oh, bears take over again. Like if you come down to 85k, the amount of FUD is going to be astronomical. So again, I don't think that's how far down it's going to go. But of course, time will tell. Time will tell indeed. But I think there's a lot coming to Kaspa and crypto that I'm going to cover. I'm going to recover some things so who are late, but also cover some more stuff as well on this stream. And for example, quick sidebar with XRP. XRP right now, the RUSD, they just listed their stablecoin, and the RUSD just been listed on Uphold and MoonPay and many other exchanges, but they've just been listed on Caleb and Brown as well. That's massive. That's big for the Ripple stablecoin RUSD. And also, we've got an interview here, which I'm not going to play out. I'll link it in my Discord server, where the Bitwise, I believe CEO, if someone who worked for Bitwise, has basically just stated and emphasized that there's a possibility there'll be an XRP ETF at the end of March, Q1 2025, which again does coincide with Eric's belief once more that we'll see crypto ETFs probably come through quite quickly. We've already got the combo that's been approved and going to be coming through on an accelerated basis, which is very, very big. And the thing is, that is expected to go because this SEC, while not wanting to launch ETFs, this SEC currently can do that because they have already confirmed in front of judges that Bitcoin and Ethereum are fun for ETFs. That's why they're the only two that's launched, but they won't admit to any other ETFs. We've got a combo ETF now. Then we'll probably see Litecoin probably early 2025, followed by HBAR because it's not been labeled a security, and then the ones that have had a legal scrutiny behind it, even though XRP has seemingly won their case, the scrutiny behind it, they'll then get the ETFs later into, early 2025, but still later on after that, and that could potentially be as early as March, which would therefore lead to, based on XRP's level of institutional adoption, could lead to a significant price rally very, very quickly for XRP. I mean, that's why I hold XRP. One reason why, of course, people don't like XRP, and I get that. And I'm not telling anyone to buy anything I'm telling in the stream. I simply hold XRP for the belief it can go much higher from here. I think XRP could reach $5. I think Kaspa still could reach $2. I think Sui could reach 10. I think C could probably reach 4 or 5 from here. Vulcan Forge currently at 3. I'm hoping it returns to all-time highs, which would put it at $50. So like a 20, like a 17, 16x from here. So equally a lot of potential for that. I mean, there's many other projects that I think have potential that I don't even hold. I do speak about some of them in more detail to my executives and those who are not aware. About 2 or 3 days ago, I did create a WhatsApp page where you can join the Discord server for free still. It's still the exact same. If anything, I think it's got better. It's a lot more interactive right now, and I've been loving it. Everyone's been very, very communicative. Not even just being some bearish FUD here and there, but also very bullish. But also, I did launch a paid service as well, where we're providing some more services, from more detailed breakdowns about information and sources to we're going to start doing weekly live streams. Teach people how to trade if they want to learn how to trade. We'll do portfolio stuff like that as well. We already have put some trades in. For example, there's one here called EcoFuck, which we called at the exact time, 4:30, at 36k market cap. I can even show it right here when I find it. Yeah, got it here at 36k, 37k market cap, and it jumped up here to 120k. So we saw a 270% rise, so a 3x in value over that. And even now, while everything correcting the price right now, it is still above where we called it. So again, tough to say where it's going to go from here. But if you had managed your risk correctly and accordingly, you could have made a 3x, which is, I think, with smaller market caps like this, you're better off just doing, not trying to wait for the next 2,000x of these small caps, just trying to gradually increase your holdings. So that's the stuff, that information and sort of source and stuff and knowledge that we are providing more so in the paid service. So again, if you want to check that out, that is in my YouTube homepage here, under the executive part right there. You can still join the free Discord server if you're still unsure, and just get a feel of the server, the community, and learn a little bit more, because we've still got a lot to provide there. And if you want to learn even more about how to make active money through trading, through information, through learning how to trade, through plays and whatnot, through crypto gems and everything else that we provide in there, portfolio reviews, whatever, then yeah, by all means, you can go check it out there. But my conviction for Kaspa and crypto, but be it behind whatever paywall it is, it stays the same. I still strongly believe that this market, this current corrective behavior, is a bump in the road. We can come down further, it's still just a bump in the road. I really, really do. Made it, Stephen King, welcome back, my man. Been stacking on SOMPs, really? SOMPs? That's interesting, because the last I looked at SOMPs, which was a while back, I thought they had capitulated. Yeah. SOMPs is just gone. At least I'm not seeing anything on the market. I'm not sure what's happened to SOMPs. It's like it's almost completely died off. Huh. What's a better buy at this point, Kaspa or Nacho? Which one has the best potential? I mean, it's a good question, Devious. I have to reiterate, for the legal reason, that I'm not a financial advisor. Now, me personally, I think and believe that Nacho should hopefully reach at least 1 billion this cycle. Of course, there's no guarantee it will, but I like to believe it will do, based on the fact that, typically speaking, the top meme behind the project, so Nacho the top one behind Kaspa, they should be taking up about 5 to 10% of the total market cap of the actual project above it. So by that logic, if Kaspa's to reach, just $2, or even just say, let's just say Kaspa only reaches $1 cycle somehow, which I think it goes past that, but just $1, that'd be a $25 billion market cap. $25 billion market cap, 5% of that is 1.25 billion. So based on that logic, if Kaspa only reaches $1, Nacho should reach at least 1.25 billion. That's from what I understand about the meme. So Nacho has that potential for me to hit 1 billion market cap. Kaspa, for me, I think should reach at least 2, based on, again, all the imminent catalysts coming for Kaspa, that while not doing anything with its price right now, I think will cause massive FOMO for Kaspa in 2025, with 10 BPS smart contracts coming up very soon as well. It comes down to what you want to do. Me personally, I like diversifying my assets. I think for me, Kaspa is a great long-term holding for this cycle and cycles to come. Nacho, for me, they're memes, so the risk to reward is a lot higher. Despite Nacho being a solid meme, the risk to reward for memes is inherently a lot higher than it is for the so-called endgame of L1's Kaspa. So, I mean, hopefully that gives you some form of idea. I'm not telling you what to get, of course, but I'm hoping to give you some clarity of my understanding of the meme, the Kaspa meme versus the Kaspa project. Joe Jones, I watched uni lectures on 2 times. This is nothing to me. I mean, I used to do that as well when I was back at uni. God, it was, and the problem is as well, because a lot of my lecturers, you know, because I used to do animation, they aren't speakers per se. They're kind of like, I don't want to call them incels. That's not correct. They're teachers, but they're like they're not people who talk. They're not very what's the word I call them? They're not extrovert. They're introverts, right? So they don't really speak a lot. So therefore, they mumbled their words quite a lot. So 2 times speed was also a bit of a blessing and a curse, because they ramble a lot as well. But yeah. You mean Kraken has no effect? I mean, yeah, Kraken did, but not... Yeah, Kraken didn't have a significant effect on the price, no 5x in value, but it did cause a 30% rise. And even then, going back to Bybit, which is a bigger exchange in terms of how much it does, in terms of like Kraken down here, 3.2 bill, 1.8 mil weekly visit, as opposed to 15.4 bill volume to almost 6 million weekly visits. Bybit's bigger, and Bybit caused a much larger price spike for Kaspa. Back here, November time, in a span of 2 weeks. Listings, even if they are rubbish, ones mark the difference from a $1 to maybe a $4 Kaspa. 100%. You know, ultimately, while the biggest ones like the Binance would be the biggest market makers and pushers for Kaspa and price action, the smaller ones stack up. The more adoption Kaspa has, when the run happens, you have more ways to get hold of Kaspa. That will help massively for its price going forward. Mexi certainly has an effect on the price. A bad one, yeah, I do agree as well. Andy A, damn, back at it. You know what, I'm loving that, Andy, because I remember when I first started streaming, because I remember you, one of my earliest members in the stream. You're telling me even all this time here you were buying Kaspa every day, even though it was just literally one Kaspa, you bought Kaspa every day. And you went off a little bit, a bit quiet, and I understand that. You know, you can't always have the capital to buy more, but you're back at it again, buying Kaspa every day. I love that, my man. Hopefully your bag's looking very, very healthy. Binance listed soon? I'm hoping so, Adam. I'm hoping so. Right now, there's nothing that's been, nothing's confirmed yet. Nothing confirmed yet, but, you know, with all the developments coming to Kaspa, the fact that we are seeing, you know, this being probably the 12th connection from Kaspa to Binance, and once more, all this information is provided for free in my Discord server. You can literally go into the server, go into the information tab, and do a search for Binance, and you'll see so many sources from, you know, Nacho and Conan talking to Binance on the Binance Live, a mining pool for Kaspa. I don't think Fusion Exchange is on there in the server, but we already know about that. You have the Binance AMA with Kaspa, which that AMA was so successful. I think it's the most successful they ever had. That it had 75,000 views, which is, you know, 10 times more than their average and 20 times more than their next biggest one, being their Back to India one. You know, the fact that Roy O'Neill of the KRI, this beautiful bloke here, who has been very, very helpful for Kaspa and getting its adoption out there, very, very vocal. He confirmed a little snippet, even a slip up maybe, but he confirmed in a roundtable that the Kaspa integration with Binance is done. So once more, it's a very, very big deal. So for me, Kaspa's price will rise, and we're all going to be very, very happy when that happens. Very happy. And this current Christmas hiccup, if you will, I think is, again, just a bump in the road, you know. Right now, honestly, it could be a good time for a lot of us to kind of just sit back and just enjoy time with our families, and then come back in the new year, head down grinding again. Me, I'll be here every day, of course, even on Christmas, even on New Year's. I'll be here every day, working. The timings will be different, of course. I won't be necessarily streaming at the normal times, but I will still be streaming, giving everyone their FOMO, their daily FOMO of Kaspa and crypto. And hopefully some major announcements as well will come out at that time. And then go to New Year, everything will be looking much better, hopefully. If you go low, I'll convince my girl to get into Kaspa. Hey, you should do it now, my man. I'd love to hear. I mean, I think all of us here have done our own due diligence and our own jobs of getting the Kaspa fandom going higher and higher. I know I've already convinced some of my mates to get into Kaspa. I convinced, I think, 3 of them so far. I've told, and in fact, I've not been that open about it. You know, I don't want to tell the whole world about Kaspa. I want the whole world to get into Kaspa, but, you know, I want to get in early while I can. So I told my closest mates about it. Some of them got in, some of them haven't yet. But, I mean, it's great to see. We have a big name here. I don't know who he is, but the format of the name is... I mean, yeah, that's what I thought as well. From from Adam. It looks like it's a big name. I mean, welcome to the channel, my man. Hopefully you're having a good day. Investigated now. Big up to you, Mr. Miles. Jay shows yesterday's news about the enhanced user experience. Yeah, that's kind of what I was referring to as well. Yeah, it is yesterday's news. This one here. I think this news came out just after I finished streaming. It did. It was announced very quickly in my server, which I saw it there, and I was like, great. I'll look into it a little bit more, and now I'm going to talk about this here as well. Oh, you're saying Jay show it. You're telling me to show it. I thought you said Jay shows it. No, okay, no, yeah, well, here it is. Yeah, so you can now enter the enhanced user experience stage of the Crescendo hard fork, where you, the mainnet node operator, play an important role. We are inviting pools, exchanges, and all integrations to run a Testnet 11 node and test your software against the node. Ultimately, meaning the asking from the mining pools, the pools, and also the exchanges, which therefore would include people like Binance, many more as well, of course, but mainly the one we're going to care about really is Binance. To test and all the stuff run on the Testnet 11 node, so 10 bps. Huge news. Damn. Okay. Adam's a hunt. Wow. Welcome, Adam. Man, I feel a little bit nervous now. Oh my gosh. When is Kaspa crash over, bro? Don't know, Computer Cappy. I really don't. I want to say it'll happen into the new year. We're in a bit of a predicament right now based on the potential for there being a partial government shutdown tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. This is good news though, so that might also dissuade when the reason we saw the two recent crashes or corrections with crypto was following the rate cuts, where Jerome Powell did cut more rates, but he also then stated that that we may end up only seeing 2 rate cuts next year instead of 3, and also because Donald Trump then had this whole thing in Congress yesterday where could therefore lead to a partial government shutdown. I covered in my yesterday's stream and also covered in my last video here in a lot more detailed script format, so you can get a better understanding from it there as well. And I did make also a TLD on my Discord server, but this information here could potentially dissuade the Fed and Jerome Powell from their previous statement of only there being 2. They might go back to there being 3 rate cuts next year at the bare minimum, because again the inflation is not as bad as they thought it was. So, that they're actually in a good position. Just your channel dedicated trolls. I mean, I'm not paying you anything, my man. You don't want to, and trust me, Adam, you don't. Well, the Kaspa currency is wrong. It's not the most exciting DeFi play. BitBoy. I mean, yeah, BitBoy is just, yeah. I haven't, everything about BitBoy and Kaspa, I'll zone out, because he has, what little I've watched of it, I know he has zero clue about Kaspa. He's engagement farming. And I know you're trolling once more. No, we are not friends IRL. We are not friends IRL at all. He joined my stream a while back. He was a very, very vocal member of my community, so I made him a mod, and he has let the power go to his head, and now he's just grilling me and everyone constantly, and I can't get rid of him. He's trapped. Or apparently I've got him locked in my basement. There you go. You know what I mean? Hashtag free Mars. That's why I got another donation from Mr. Mars about free Mars. Yeah, sure. So we got 10 BPS. If anyone wants to see how Pacific is going, to look up, yeah, again. So actually, that information is also available in the server once more. I don't think I put it under useful website, which is a bit of a, stupid thing for me. But I'm pretty sure I did pin it, so I can find it quickly. Apparently not. That's sometimes keeping stuff organized is so hard, so hard. Let me quickly just find it. I'm going to link it in the chat for everyone, but I'll also make it easier to find people in the server as well. Just going to quickly find it, because I should be doing this anyways. Right, there you go. Jump to that. Copy that. Put it in the chat. There you go. Everyone who wants to see it, you go check it out there to get a better understanding of the 10 BPS visualizer there. But I'm also going to put it in the useful websites tab channel in the Discord server, so people can find it out there as well. There you go. A bit OCD, I apologise. I've got 2 Tangem cards. Can I buy 3 more and add those 3 to have 5 cards linked to one account? I actually don't know. I actually don't. I can, I'll tell you what, Devious, I'll do some research off stream, and I'll give you an answer in tomorrow's stream, which right now I'll be honest, it's going to be even earlier. I don't think Mr. Mars is going to be able to be here, thank God. But tomorrow's stream is going to be much, much earlier, probably about 6 hours earlier than it is today, which I do apologise for now, but I am doing a lot of Christmas stuff with family tomorrow evening or afternoon throughout to the whole evening, so I won't be able to do streaming any other time. But I still want to do daily streams. I want to be able to keep on doing it as much as I can until I have a reason to why I literally can't. But I'll provide an answer for that question in there, and as you'll hear, you can hear it. If not, you can hear it on playback, and you'll find the answer, my man. But I will definitely look that up for you. I'll save the question in my notes here so I can find it for you. KAS KASPA is it? Okay, maybe not right, but I mean, no, I don't like Resin at all. I don't. Hey, DB, it's me. Oh, there you go. Also, okay, well, they didn't know. Mikey answered for me. Thank you very much, Mikey. So yeah, he did see in a podcast showing that there is a way to add more cards and have like 5 or 6 cards to a Kaspa wallet. I just can't find the link at the moment. Well, there you go. I mean, I'll also try and find it for you myself. So if Mikey can't find it for you, then I can as well. But equally, that's why I created my Discord server. You know, the pay part, people who are wanted to learn money actively, but the free part is people make a community where everyone can just kind of share information together and learn more. You know, it's meant to be a massive place for everyone just to, you know, chill and vibe and just have a chilled environment where we're all talking about crypto and Kaspa and even, you know, Doctor Who and other random stuff as well. We talked about American muscles recently and cars. And of course, Mr. Mar's still bullying me, but yeah. What's up, next level cash? About to stream, my man, cooking up some Kaspa content. Respect the grind, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, my man. And yeah, I think I've seen your channel as well. If you are the person I think you are, and I've seen your content, I actually, if you're the person I think of, you got, without, you know, glazing too much, I love your voice, man. I whiff my voice that deep. It's actually mental, but I respect your grind as well, man. Everyone's grind here, being here, making content, whatever you're doing, man. Everyone here, welcome to the stream, and keep up the grind. Hope you're all doing very, very well. Greg just stated here, I just saw a question, I've passed it. Damn, that's a lot of questions I've missed. Okay. Sub QC, late but watching on replay. Big up, Greg. Welcome to stream, my man. Hope you're doing very well. I know you I know I wasn't streaming at the best time for you, but I'm glad to hear you're here, my man. Is there a way to mine Kaspa at home that is not like 1 Kas a day? I believe it's solo mining, which again, Mr. Miles, yeah. Again, that's the benefit as well, you know, especially because I am a bit late to answer questions. When I can't answer questions, Mr. Miles has me covered. You know, he might be might be a bit too much of a troll sometimes, but at least he knows how to at least answer people's questions, I guess, do his job, if you will, as he would say it. But yeah, the KS5 Pro I've heard about being quite a good one as well. But it does depend on your budget, as Mr. Miles says as well. Jesse I is calling for an 8-cent low or lower QC, massive head on shoulders. What are your thoughts on this? It's a good question. Ultimately, it depends, right? Because those who are calling these price ranges, they have their beliefs as to why. Some of them are based purely on technical analysis, just looking at the chart. And, you know, you can argue that you look at here, that's shoulders, head, shoulder here, so we'll come down here. You can argue that definitely, but whilst it probably has broken out that pattern right now, but you could also have argued that this was a cup and handle, which therefore means you'll see that as well. TA is great. It helps you devise zones. I use TA to help me divide where the next level of support and resistance will going to be. You know, there's going to be one here. We've already seen it rebound off this one here. There'll be one down here as well. You know, I haven't drawn all of them out, but I to an extent understand the zones. I also can draw out this as well, being another useful tool when I find it. Fibonacci tracement here, quite a useful tool here. Go to the bottom here, draw it to the top here. We can see here that Kaspa, this is right now, this golden Fibonacci tracement should be deemed as the strongest level of like the strongest level for Kaspa. So if Kaspa starts consolidating, it should be in and around this zone here between 14.5 and 13.44 cents. Of course, it does depend though, because once more, when you're trying to analyze charts of when they're going to go, you can't look just purely at one project. You've got to look at other factors. Again, Bitcoin is obviously the main driver. So what happens? You've got to understand what's happening with Bitcoin to deduct where we're going to see crypto go. Again, this sort of stuff, while I'm giving my breakdown of it, I do have in the again, shameless plug, but the paid wall behind here, pro traders who have been doing this for years, who can give a better breakdown of, risk management and also how to analyze markets a little bit better as well. I understand it to a decent extent, but he understands it a lot more than I do. And but there's sort of stuff you've got to understand where Bitcoin's going, what's happening in the real world, and how that could affect the price of a token, of a project like Kaspa and other crypto projects as well. The way I see it is I'm looking towards tomorrow. The speculation of there being a partial government shutdown is looming. That could happen. Very well could happen. If that happens, we'll see crypto probably go down more. If it doesn't happen, you might see crypto consolidate this zone and then start going up. Kaspa's already rebounded off the zone here. For me, this is where I said the bottom for Kaspa would be next, at 11 cents, unless, God forbid, there was a crisis, which right now seems to be leaning on towards one. But if things seem to calm down from here, Bitcoin again crashing or correcting heavily to 92k, this could be the bottom potentially, and we'll see therefore Kaspa and Bitcoin, return and just start going on its gradual rally upwards. And again, Kaspa therefore could potentially start seeing it return to this zone here, this golden fib retracement zone here, and just consolidate there for a little bit, going into New Year, or start pumping again. But of course, time will tell. I don't think 8 cents is completely out from a possibility. 8 cents being this zone here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Well, yeah, this one here, which I did draw out a while back, saying I think worst case will probably come down to here. Absolute worst case, based on if we do get a severe crisis like a black swan sort of government crash, crisis, shutdown, we could go down here. But again, no one can say for sure, because it just flip on its head very quickly. So you mine 10 times more with 10 bps? No, not exactly, Joe. So basically, with 10 bps, there'll be significantly more blocks that'll be coming out. So you won't be mining. Oh wait, you know what? I guess to an extent it is right. Effectively, you're just right now. Blocks are coming out on 1 block per second. With 10 bps, you'll see 10 times more opportunities. So there'll be increased blocks available to mine, and of course then that'll mean increased speed, which therefore means increased transactions. Also means more blocks available for people to mine as well. That will probably also up the hash rates, the security and adoption, which will therefore lead to harder time to mine it. But it's kind of a give and a take. It'll help out in the long run as well, 10 bps. And actually, speaking of which, Kaspa right now has been breaking all-time highs daily now. 3 days ago, it surpassed 1.5. Then yesterday, it surpassed 1.53, and now it's at 1.54. Every single day, Kaspa's making new all-time highs with hash rate. It's a very, very big deal stroke in the increased adoption for the product and also increased security, which is very, very important. Yeah, and Mr. Miles and Jesse, and I don't see eye to eye, and I understand why. If you want to understand why Mr. Miles does not respect Jesse I, you can welcome to see it in Discord. Mr. Miles will explain it to you in detail, because I don't want that aired out too much on the live. I have no qualms with Jesse I myself. From what I have heard of his content and stuff, especially regarding KII, I think it's quite informative. But Mr. Miles has other viewpoints of him, which is fair enough. Everyone has their own beliefs. I'm sure there are people who don't like me either. That's fine. You don't have to like me. I don't really care. You're welcome to your own beliefs. He's also calling smart contracts Q1. I mean, yeah, that is incorrect. If he is calling that, I'm pretty sure I heard that as well. And someone said that he apparently had some insider information about it, and maybe he's right. Maybe he has got some amazing connections, but from what I know, that is not correct. The smart contracts in Q1 came from a Medium post, which the KEF themselves addressed and said that it's not true. Michael Sutton referred to that and saying that when the Medium post said we're working on smart contracts, that's true. We are working on it diligently, but he didn't address the time frame. But the KEF addressed the time frame saying smart contracts Q1 2025 not happening. It's way too early. 10 bps, yes. Smart contracts, no. Smart contracts being Project Sparkle has been given a timeline of 8 months or so, which would be summer 2025. Okay, well, Alif is... Oh, are you talking about... Okay, you're not talking about... Okay, you're talking about... I'm guessing you're talking about Jesse's Patreon. Yeah, I mean, I have not provided any of that information in the Patreon. I'm about to say, no, I again, that wouldn't... Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I speak about it more, but I'm very careful. Not SOMS on KAS20, SOMS regarding the people calling bits of Bitcoin sats. Oh, okay, okay, so not SOMS, but about to say, if that was the actual SOMS, I'd be like, that's a bit of a concern, my man, because that is done for. SOMS is completely dead. I'd be very worried if you were into SOMS right now, because that was meant to be quite a potentially good project, and it's just died, like it's completely fallen off the planet. And they had a lot of seemingly big things behind it as well, but it's just gone, which is a shame. But again, that's also why, like, even SOMS was a long-standing project, and it was followed by, I think it was followed by Chris Kang, so he's the Capitalist co-founder, so it had, decent following, so it had good potential behind it. It just fell off. There's no guarantee these projects are going to do well. That's why you've got to be careful with memes regardless. DJ Mines, Capital Baby, it, doing very, very, doing very well today, honestly, considering how the market's looking. It's up 2%, now up to almost 12.5 cents. Hopefully this could be a sign of recovery, market reversal. Of course, though, time will tell. For some reason, my chat is glitching out heavy. And there you go, I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, my chat was glitching out heavy, so now YouTube Studio has crashed on me. Thankfully, Tune still goes on, which is fine, but I have to now reload all the chat, which is a pain. I will have to wrap up the stream though in the next 5 minutes. Unfortunately, I know you love hearing my beautiful voice, but this time of year with what's going on right now, everything's very hectic. So I'm trying to get as much as I can get done possible. Going up to the questions. Where is it? Okay, wait. So I'm trying to find where the questions was. Okay, so I see that question there. I'm trying to see if that's the right one. Okay, that's the right one. Okay, yeah. So Jay, what is your absolute lowest top for Kaspa this cycle? If I'm going to be completely doom and gloom, absolute bearish is probably $1.50. But that is like literally, world's ending type of absolute bear. For me, my conservative bearish is about $2. It sounds like quite a task from here, being almost a 20x. But I think that is a possibility. I think Kaspa, like many other projects in the cycle that have done so, will go on a parabolic run in the last couple of weeks of the cycle. I think Kaspa will have a significant leg up in the last few weeks of the cycle, depending on when the cycle top is. Again, we can't say for sure. But I think it should have a very, very good run based on, again, 10 BPS coming soon enough, smart contracts, which will allow the KRI and other developers to build on top of Kaspa. You'll see ETFs, I believe, as well. You'll see top tiers starting to list Kaspa as well. You'll see KL20 go more and more parabolic. You see adoption growing more and more. You'll see the big banks start to ape into crypto. All this sort of stuff that, again, I see happening in this cycle. So we're going to see crypto market right now only being at 3.35 trillion. We'll see it reach at least 6 this cycle, I think, if not go much higher than there. I'm just trying to see the questions now. I'm trying to see if any more questions real quick. Kaspa bust for me. Yeah, I know Mr. Miles, and I hold the same mindset. For me, Kaspa, I'm going to obviously take profits here and there during the cycle, but for me, if Kaspa goes down to 2 cents from here, God forbid, although I think that's basically impossible. Nothing's impossible, but I think it's very, very hard. I'll just buy more down there. I'm not selling my Kaspa. That might be a warped and unhealthy mindset, but for where I see Kaspa going, I think Kaspa's due to go much, much higher. Speaking of stables, Crypto.com, according to the new 2025 upcoming program, are releasing both a stable coin and an ETF. Wow. Interesting. That's good for Crow then. Very good for Crow. I think a lot of institutions right now, especially the US-based ones, are starting to release their own stable coins based on the incoming regulations that we put into America within, potentially the next month or two. I believe that on the 3rd of January, there's meant to be a reconvene of Congress. And that should therefore also be discussing topics of the Fit 21 bill and the stablecoin bill, meaning that when Trump gets into office, it should be able to be approved more or less very, very quickly or very instantly. So that's why you're seeing a lot of US stablecoins, like Ripple stablecoin just came out. Crow's now making one. USDC, of course, is getting more and more active. You're seeing a lot more coming out, I'm sure, as well. And maybe that'll be a good... obviously, Kaspa's not got a US-backed stablecoin, but you've got Warp Core, you've got a Gigawatt. So that might also put a good market in for Kaspa in the stablecoin market as well. I thought smart contract would work with Nacho. When smart contracts come out, all the KRC20 tokens will migrate to smart contracts. that is also, you know, that was stated in a Nacho post about Project Sparkle. When they come out, all KRC20 tokens will migrate to smart contracts. So yes, the answer effectively to that is yes. I wish they hurry up as well, but they'll come in due time. Again, that information is in my Discord server, so you can go and check it out there. But it will migrate to it. From what I've seen, it will migrate. But I did also see a post as well, which I'm sure is in there as well. I had to find that one, but there's a post about how the Nacho is going to be working alongside the Rust and smart contract team or something like that. I don't know, but again, it was a very, very big announcement for Nacho. I'll try and find it and showcase it in next stream, or even retweet it or repost it in my Discord server. People can find it out there. But there's big stuff on for Nacho as well. I've seen Kaspa's primed this way. I agree. I completely agree. Jay will struggle to catch up today's chat, definitely, but I will have to cut it short. Because I've got a lot to do. If you just gave me mods pals already, I could be posting links. Like, I mean, yeah, I know. I don't get me wrong. I am increasingly contemplating about potentially having some mods for the server, for the channel, because again, especially on days like today, and I'll probably get even, I wouldn't say worse, but even better in the cycle where it gets more busy. I'm going to struggle keeping up with chats, so I'm going to need some extra help and assistance, I'm sure. That's okay. I'm daily here too. I'm on your Discord too. Great to hear, Devious. Great to hear. Yeah, I'll try and see if I can find it for you, because you'll check it out there. Yeah, and then you see Mr. Mars now talking about cars as well. I'm trying to see any more questions. I'm going to see if I can find one more question, because I have to cut it short real quickly, because I am, I've got other stuff to do. I was definitely holding Sumps though. Oh yeah, I mean, some people, I'm sure people were holding Sumps and they got kind of screwed out by that. But lucky enough to mint Kiki, Nacho, Kaspa, and a few others, Mad Low, K-Paul, and Kango. That's great to hear. Kango especially done very, very well. I mean, all of them have done quite well, I think. But Kango and Nacho have done very, very well. I think Kaspa for me is going to be good this cycle. I can't say when, but I'm quite optimistic for Kaspa as well. Only at 5.2 mil right now. So hopefully it does very well in this cycle. But of course, let's wait and see. Mohammed's back. Welcome back, my man. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you had a very, very good day. And yes, Kaspa is struggling. Definitely struggling. But so is the rest of the market. So it's not news to any of us here. But anyways, that being said, I'm sure I might have missed some questions, but I think Mr. Moss answered most of them as well. So shout out to you, my man, again. You're a legend. And everyone else in the stream is learning more. Big up to you. And I know you won't. You've done very well on the server already, so I know you'll be good. But let me. It might happen after the holidays, should be told, when the market's getting really heated. Because again, there seems to be a lot of speculation, especially based on this PCE inflation data, that we'll probably see a massive rally in Q1, maybe starting in January. So that when it's going to start getting really big. When Kaspa all-time highs, this channel is going to probably be reaching 200 views. The one time we had the Binance, there was a massive. No, it was the release of KRC20. No, the release of KRC20 and Casplex. I think that day was my most successful stream. I had like 210 people in that stream at one point. It was insane. I think I did. It was insane. So yeah, I mean, it's going to get more busy when the Kaspa starts going on a rally and people start looking at Kaspa again, and that's when I'll have to start asking for some assistance, most likely. But anyway, that being said, thank you all, everyone, for signing up to Jay's new Patreon. Okay, well, no, I'm not telling anyone to sign up. If you sign up, if you want to learn more about trading, about more informative information, if you want to have understanding about if you want us to give you some exclusive portfolio insight, access to hidden gems, all this sort of stuff. If you want to know more effectively what's disclosed here and get access to some early trades, which we've been able to call quite a few that's already done very well so far, then yeah, by all means go check it out. Once the link is on my homepage right here. I can link it in chat right now, but it's on my homepage right here, as well as the free one above it as well. And equally, if you don't want to go straight into it, straight into the deep end, go and join the free Discord server, and then see how you feel about this. If you want to learn more from there, then go check it out, because it's a section for it to sign up as well. But I'm not telling you to join it. I'm not I didn't promise to release you from the basement if I get 100 members. No, Mr. Miles is trolling. But if people want to learn more, that's fine. I'm happy about it. Either way, Stuff has been very, very good so far. 3 days in, I think it's done very, very well so far, and it's going to only get better from there. The whole server as a whole. So, but anyways, that being said, I am now. He's going to be the death of me, I swear. This was going to be a death of me. You would think, all of us here, that he was my friend in real life. You wouldn't think, wouldn't you? The way he speaks is just way too, it's ridiculous. But that being said, thank you all once more for joining today's stream. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Stream's going to be very, very early. I'll make announcements once more in my Discord server about the time. It will be probably around 12 p.m, so midday UTC for me. I'll make an announcement tomorrow about it. But yeah, ultimately some big things could be coming for crypto. Maybe we'll see a correction again, time will tell. But that being said, have a good day, good evening, good night, and take care now.